All right, guys. Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, with the trade report for Tuesday, August 24th, 2018. Continuation of the trend we started the week with, which is IWM up 0.28%. These aren't huge moves or anything. SPY up 0.21%. Qs down 0.09. Not really all that significant in terms of the percentage gains. 0.9%, 0.9% is not a big deal. A 0.2% move to the upside is not a big deal. But what is continuing is we're seeing this split between SPY, IWM, and the Qs, which essentially means SPY versus big tech, and that's a theme we're going to watch closely. Pretty much staying away from big tech unless there are specific stocks that have good earnings or they're putting in a really strong setup. So that's sorry guys, I slipped off my chair here. I'm in a hotel room in Mexico and a little off my game here, So we're going to pay attention to the split and see if this trend continues. We can still trade, still a lot of good stocks. The watch list is actually expanding this week. A lot of good stocks. I like today, and I almost entered Netflix actually, which is big tech, but it had a specific reason for entering. So let's take a look at a few other areas here. Gold. We talked about wanting to see this bounce over the 9. It was constructive today, 0.5% gain, but we need to see it get up over 112.89. We'll say 113. So if it gets over 113, I might take a shot here at UGLD, but I'm going to wait for that because we've had a lot of false signals on this down move here, and we don't really have a bottoming formation. And I put up an article on the blog about the BRZU trade going over that bottoming formation. You guys know about it already. We took the trade in here, but if you want to review, you can check that out. But this is not really a bottoming formation. This would be a kind of a snapback move. It's not really rounding over. So we need to see that thing get up over the 9. And then oil, let's watch what happens here. I don't really see much of anything, but maybe if it gets over the 9 strong, especially say Wednesday after oil inventories, if it gets over 14.15, 14.15, we would consider a play in oil. Good moves in some of our stocks today. Cake continued off our entry. 52.14 is exactly what we wanted to see. Baidu also continuing here. 223. Our entry was 219. We're 4 points up, but we've got a lot of ways to go. We need to get up in here before we take the profit. Twitter isn't doing much. Big tech kind of stalling here. We need to see it get up over the 9. The good thing is it hasn't really pulled back to the bottom of the range either. But if it can get up over the 9, we would expect a move to the upside. And then Pets was actually pretty strong today at 38.50. Actually got up close to 39 at one point. We need that move, upper 39s to 40 to take the profit. But it's been kind of a long, frustrating hold, but we're seeing some action here. 2 points above our entry now, 2.5 points above our entry now, and getting closer to our target level. Now let's look at the stocks that are setting up. Netflix, I really like this bullish engulfing candle. Normally I would take this on the bullish engulfing, but because we have this resistance level here at the 9, we got caught on this before. I want to see it get up over the 9. So let's say 334.50, maybe 335 to be safer. If we can get to that level, you might see an alert for Netflix, and even if you don't, you could take it. Huya and IQ have been beaten down, but we're going to watch the 9 here. Huya needs to get up over the 9. IQ closed over the 9 today, but it wasn't the strongest candle, so I'm going to wait and see if it can hang out over the 9 and stay over that level. I would consider this kind of sandwich move up to the 50-day moving average for IQ. We talked about Mitch. It bounced today, so it's a little tough to enter at this point, but I still like the stock. UGLD is on our list. Tesla. This was a really nice kind of piercing pattern here, testing this range. Really shaky stock because of all the news, but I do like this. If I see continuation tomorrow, I might consider it, say, like at 312 for a move up to 330, and we just use a tight, we go for 18 points and maybe we risk 5 to 8 points. Would give us a really good risk reward. Angie. We're going to go through a bunch of these here. Consolidating, hopefully it'll test the 9 and we get a bounce at that level. RRGB has been one of our favorite gap down plays. Holding up out above the 9. Pulled back off the highs, which is why I didn't take it today. Otherwise, I like that Setup Twilio, testing the top of the range. A break of 80 would get us potentially into Twilio. Roku, really nice consolidation here. You might even be able to play it here, but I would wait for the break of this 58.50 level. We can ignore this tail right there. Hasbro, really like this setup. Almost took it today. Decided not to. Wait for it to cross 100. And then we could use 1 to 1.5 point stop with a 5-point target, which would give us an amazing, almost 4-to-1 risk reward there. Z, big gap down, much like Netflix, put in the strong bullish engulfing candle, much like Netflix, right near the 9. So I want to see it clear the 9 before I do anything. Same goes for Win, except this one is dealing with a 50-day and 200-day moving average. One potential short, Soda, a very strong stock. You have to be careful with this. Hitting 130, look at how extended this 9 is. It's almost going straight up here. That's an indication of how extended it is. It's pretty rare. You see these things going up like this, and then they kind of start to peter out like this. This goes like this, and then has taken kind of a straight up move, very extended. If it closes, say, 127, somewhere in there, I would consider a speculative kind of short, low position size. We're not going to risk too much, but we might be able to get this thing to move to 120 or even lower here. And we'd only have to risk 2 or 3 points. So that's what we're watching for tomorrow. A lot of good setups here. Want to see the Qs improve, but overall, really good trading market right now.